I just wanted to be noticed. Well, I'm confident in myself, but I think there's a lot to be said about being comfortable with who you are.
Recently, a sudden, chilling quiet settled over the legendary Strip of Vegas. It wasn't a power failure or a change in the weather. It was the news that the most vibrant spark in country music history, Dolly Parton, would not be taking the stage for her highly anticipated residency. For fans who had traveled from every corner of the globe, the announcement felt like a physical blow. The Dolly Live in Las Vegas residency, intended to be a crowning jewel in a legendary career, was gone as quickly as a desert mirage. And on top of that, she has one tragic news fans never expected. A heartbreaking pause of the icon. Behind the glittering costumes and the trademark smile, a different story was unfolding. Dolly has always been the first to say that she is made of grit and gravy, a woman who has worked tirelessly since she was a child in the Smoky Mountains. Yet, even the brightest stars must eventually reckon with the passage of time. The decision to cancel her residency wasn't made lightly. It was a choice born of necessity, a rare moment where the woman behind the icon had to put herself first. At 80 years old, the physical toll of a high-octane Vegas show, a spectacle requiring nightly precision, vocal stamina, and physical agility, became a mountain too high to climb. "I've always compared myself to an antique car," Dolly shared with a vulnerability that left her audience breathless. "I've got high mileage, and I've seen a lot of roads, but every now and then, even a classic needs to go into the shop for some serious maintenance." The maintenance Dolly spoke of was far more than just a bit of exhaustion. Reports began to surface of a series of health battles that she had kept largely private. The most pressing was a recurring struggle with kidney stones, a condition known for its agonizing, unpredictable pain. For a performer who prides herself on never missing a show, the reality that she might be physically unable to stand under the hot stage lights was a heavy burden to carry. But the stones were only part of the puzzle. The toll of decades of travel and the emotional weight of recent personal losses had begun to fray her immune and digestive systems. There is a unique kind of bravery in admitting weakness when the world expects you to be invincible. Dolly described her recent days as feeling swimmy-headed, a disorienting sensation that made the complex choreography and the towering heels of her stage persona feel dangerous. The treatments required to manage her health often came with their own set of side effects, leaving her in a cycle of recovery that simply didn't allow for the grueling schedule of a residency. It wasn't just about her voice, it was about her spirit. She didn't want to give her fans a half version of Dolly Parton. She wanted to give them the magic or nothing at all. As the news rippled through the fan base, the reaction was a mixture of deep disappointment and profound concern. Social media was flooded with messages of support. But beneath the get-well-soon wishes was a collective realization. We are witnessing the sunset of an era. Dolly has been a constant in the American cultural landscape for over half a century. To see her pull back, to see the neon lights of her Vegas dream dim, felt like a reminder of our own fragility. It wasn't just a concert cancellation, it was a signal that the woman who seemed to have endless energy was finally asking for a moment of peace. Yet, in true Dolly fashion, there is a silver lining. Even as she steps back from the stage, she isn't stepping away from her life's work. This pause is about preservation. By choosing her health over the roar of the crowd, she is ensuring that she can continue to create, to write, and to inspire from a place of strength. The tragedy isn't that the show didn't go on. The tragedy would have been losing the woman herself to the demands of the machine. For now, the sequins are tucked away, and the banjo is quiet. But the heart of the Smoky Mountains continues to beat, slower perhaps, but with the same indomitable grace that made us fall in love with her in the first place. Speaking of love, who would forget how she suffered from the loss of the love of her life, Dean? On March 3, 2025, Carl, an asphalt paver who met his future wife, Dolly, over 60 years ago and stood by her side as she rose to fame, passed away on Monday at the age of 82. Dolly Parton announced his death in a social media post, but she didn't share details about where or how he died. In the days after Carl Dean's passing, Dolly reached out to her fans, friends, and family with what she called a love note on Thursday, February 6th. The next day, she paid tribute to him by dedicating a new song, If You Hadn't Been There, referring to him as the star of her life story. It's truly a beautiful tribute to Carl. The song features touching lyrics like, "Oh, you are my rock, a soft place to land, my wings, my confidence, you understand. Your willingness beyond compare. No, I wouldn't be here if you hadn't been there." You can hear the emotion in her voice as she sings, showcasing the depth of their love over the past 60 years. Truly, Dolly loved her Carl, and Carl equally loved her back. A love to last. Parton and Carl Dean's relationship is one of the most fascinating and enduring love stories in the entertainment industry. Despite Dolly's larger-than-life persona, glittering music career, and global fame, she and Carl have maintained a remarkably private and deeply devoted marriage that has spanned more than 5 decades. Their love story began in 1964, when Dolly was just 18 years old and had recently moved to Nashville to pursue her dreams of becoming a country music star. Carl, who was 21 at the time, happened to drive by in his pickup truck while Dolly was outside the wishy-washy laundromat. He stopped to chat, and as the story goes, it was love at first sight. Carl later admitted that he knew right then that Dolly was the one he wanted to spend his life with. From the very beginning, their relationship was unique. While Dolly's ambitions were sky-high, Carl preferred a quiet life away from the spotlight. Despite their contrasting personalities, they made it work. Carl was deeply supportive of Dolly's career, but he never sought attention for himself. He even famously avoided attending most of her public events and award shows, which only added to the mystery surrounding their marriage. The couple married on May 30, 1966, in a small and intimate ceremony in Ringgold, Georgia. The decision to wed in secret was partly due to concerns from Dolly's record label, which worried that marriage could slow down her rising career. So, with only Dolly's mother as a witness, they tied the knot in a private ceremony officiated by a Baptist preacher. Years later, Dolly revealed that they had initially planned to have a big wedding, but opted for a low-key affair to avoid any interference from her label. Over the years, speculation about their relationship has run wild, with some even questioning whether Carl truly exists since he is so rarely seen in public. However, Dolly has always spoken about him with deep love and admiration. She often shares little anecdotes about their life together, from his hilarious sense of humor to his love for staying out of the limelight. In one particularly sweet story, Dolly recounted how Carl once took a peek at one of her album covers and joked, "Damn, you look good, kid," despite rarely listening to her music or attending her concerts. One of the most remarkable aspects of their marriage is how they've kept the spark alive for so long. Dolly has often said that humor is one of the biggest factors in their lasting love. They have always made each other laugh, and they give each other space to be themselves. While Dolly is constantly in the public eye, Carl enjoys a quiet life running his own businesses and tending to their home in Tennessee. He has always been content, staying behind the scenes while cheering her on from afar. In 2016, the couple celebrated their 50th wedding anniversary in a way that was truly fitting for them. They renewed their vows in a private but romantic ceremony. Unlike their original wedding, this time they were able to plan it exactly as they wanted, with Dolly wearing a beautiful wedding gown and Carl by her side. proving that after all those years, their love remained as strong as ever. However, one aspect of their life that often sparks curiosity is the couple's decision not to have children. While many celebrities face speculation about their personal choices, Dolly and Carl have always been open and candid about her reasons. Is it a personal choice? And is this also considered tragedy? On having no children, Parton married her longtime love, and despite their enduring relationship, they never expanded their family with children. Over the years, Dolly has explained that it wasn't necessarily a conscious decision at first, but rather something that naturally happened. She has spoken about health complications that may have played a role, but she also acknowledges that life simply took her in a different direction. Her demanding career, packed with songwriting, touring, and running multiple business ventures, made it difficult to imagine raising kids at the same time. Now that Carl and I are older, we often say, "Aren't you glad we didn't have kids? Now we don't have kids to worry about," she told the media years back. The couple remained committed to helping support Dolly's large family and have worked with many children through her charity. When Dolly's not busy doing good or making music, she enjoys downtime with her husband. Interestingly, Dolly has often said that she feels like a mother in a different way. Through her music, her Imagination Library program, which provides free books to children worldwide, and her role as a mentor to many young artists, she has found fulfillment in nurturing others. She has also joked that if she had children, she might have become too protective and obsessive, potentially impacting her ability to pursue her dreams as freely as she did. Despite societal expectations, Dolly Parton never felt pressured to conform to the idea that a woman must have children to lead a fulfilling life. Instead, she embraced her journey, choosing to pour her love and energy into her career, her marriage, and her philanthropic work. And judging by the millions of people who adore her, it's clear that Dolly's legacy goes far beyond traditional motherhood. Instead of raising children of her own, she has touched the lives of countless fans, proving that there are many ways to leave a lasting impact on the world. It's hard to say exactly how Dolly is handling this tough time in her life, but one thing's for sure. At 80, the iconic Parton still shines and remains one of the top talents in the music scene. Surely, even the younger generation appreciate Dolly and her incredible legacy. No one does it like Dolly. Dolly, even in her later years, remains an unstoppable force of nature. She has defied the usual expectations of aging in the entertainment industry, continuing to reinvent herself, stay relevant, and spread her infectious positivity. Now, in her late 70s, she still shines as one of the most recognizable and beloved figures in music, philanthropy, and pop culture. Physically, Dolly is as glamorous as ever. She has never been shy about her love for makeup, wigs, and rhinestone-covered outfits, and that hasn't changed a bit. She often jokes that she will always look her best because she has a whole team and a whole lot of plastic. But her signature look isn't just about vanity. It's a statement of confidence, individuality, and resilience. She owns her image and embraces it fully, showing that aging doesn't mean fading into the background. Career-wise, Dolly is busier than ever. While some stars slow down with age, she seems to be speeding up. She continues to release new music, collaborate with younger artists, and even explore different genres. Her 2022 album, Run, Rose, Run, released alongside a novel she co-wrote with James Patterson, is a testament to her creative energy. In 2023, she made headlines again with Rockstar, a rock album that saw her collaborating with legendary musicians like Paul McCartney, Elton John, and Steven Tyler. It was a bold move, proving that she isn't afraid to step outside of her country roots and experiment with something new. Despite her massive success, Dolly remains as humble and down-to-earth as ever. She often jokes about her wealth, saying she doesn't need all that money but loves using it to help others. She still maintains a strong connection with her Tennessee roots, often speaking about her upbringing in the Smoky Mountains and how it shaped her values. One of the most remarkable things about Dolly in her later years is how she has embraced technology and social media. Unlike many older celebrities, she doesn't shy away from connecting with fans online. Search her online and she's a present celebrity out there. She shares updates, interacts with people, and even posts funny videos that show off her personality. Whether it's dressing up for Halloween or making lighthearted jokes about herself, she knows how to keep people entertained in the digital age. Awesome at 80, right? Perhaps the most inspiring thing about Dolly Parton as she ages is her attitude. She doesn't dwell on getting older. Instead, she sees it as another chapter in her story. She has often said that as long as she can perform, she will. Her energy, humor, and passion for life prove that age is just a number. She serves as a role model for people of all ages, showing that with the right mindset, one can stay vibrant and fulfilled at any stage of life. Dolly Parton in her later years is nothing short of extraordinary. She's still dazzling audiences, making a difference in the world and proving that you don't have to slow down just because society expects you to. Before these marvelous latter years in her life, how did she become an extraordinary woman in the industry? The Queen of Country and the heart of America. If you ask someone to name an icon of country music, chances are Dolly Parton will be one of the first names that come to mind. With her unmistakable voice, larger-than-life personality, and a career that has spanned over 6 decades, Dolly has done it all. From chart-topping hits to philanthropic efforts, movies to theme parks, she has remained a beloved figure in American pop culture. But what makes Dolly Parton so special? Dolly Rebecca Parton was born on January 19, 1946, in a one-room cabin in Sevier County, Tennessee. She was one of 12 children in a family that struggled financially but was rich in love and music. Her father, Robert Lee Parton, was a hard-working sharecropper and construction worker who, despite being illiterate, had an incredible business sense. Her mother, A.V. Lee Parton, kept the household running and filled their lives with songs and stories. Music was a major part of Dolly's upbringing. She started singing in church and quickly took to writing songs. By the time she was a young girl, she was performing on local radio and television stations. At just 13, she recorded her first song, Puppy Love, and even appeared at the Grand Ole Opry, where she met Johnny Cash, who encouraged her to follow her dreams. The day after she graduated high school in 1964, Dolly packed her bags and moved to Nashville to make it big. Success didn't come instantly, but Dolly's determination never wavered. She started her career as a songwriter, penning hits for artists like Bill Phillips and Skeeter Davis. However, it wasn't long before she caught the attention of Porter Wagoner, a famous country singer who invited her to join his TV show in 1967. This opportunity gave her the platform she needed to launch her own career. Though her early records were met with modest success, Dolly's big breakthrough came in the 70s. Songs like Jolene, Coat of Many Colors, and I Will Always Love You cemented her status as a country music superstar. The latter song, famously covered by Whitney Houston in 1992, remains one of the greatest ballads of all time. Throughout the decade, Dolly transitioned from duet performances with Porter Wagoner to a solo career that reached new heights. Dolly Parton is more than just a singer, she's a powerhouse entertainer. In the late 70s and early 80s, she successfully crossed over into pop music with hits like Here You Come Again and 9 to 5. The latter, a song she wrote for the 1980 film of the same name, became an anthem for working women everywhere. Speaking of movies, Dolly proved she was just as talented on the big screen as she was on the stage. She starred in films like 9 to 5, Steel Magnolias, and The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, earning critical and commercial success. Her charisma and humor made her unnatural in Hollywood, and she quickly became one of the most beloved celebrities of her era. Still wondering what her songs are? Because sometimes we know the tune and the music, but not very familiar with the artists. Here are her most liked records. If you're familiar with most of them, you might just be one of her avid fans. You just did not know it. Yes, she is more than just a country music legend. She's a cultural icon whose music has touched millions of lives across generations. With a career spanning over 6 decades, Parton has written and performed songs that tell stories of love, resilience, hardship, and triumph. Many of her songs have become anthems of empowerment, hope, and perseverance, leaving a lasting impact not just on country music, but on the world at large. This first one might be definitely on top, if not the best of her works. Jolene, 1973. One of Parton's most famous songs, Jolene tells the story of a woman pleading with another to not steal her man. The song's haunting melody and raw emotion struck a chord with audiences, making it one of the most covered country songs in history. Beyond its catchy tune, Jolene is a reflection on vulnerability and insecurity in relationships, themes that continue to resonate with listeners today. I Will Always Love You, 1973. Originally written as a farewell to her longtime business partner Porter Wagoner, I Will Always Love You became one of Parton's biggest hits. It reached new heights when Whitney Houston's version in 1992 turned it into one of the best-selling singles of all time. The song's universal theme of love and letting go has made it a staple in both country and pop music, cementing Parton's songwriting genius. 9 to 5, 1980. This song became an anthem for the working class, particularly women in the workforce. Written for the film of the same name, in which Parton starred alongside Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin, 9 to 5 highlighted issues of workplace inequality and gender discrimination. The song's upbeat rhythm and empowering message continue to inspire workers advocating for better conditions and fair treatment. Coat of Many Colors, 1971. A deeply personal song, Coat of Many Colors recounts Parton's childhood experience of growing up in poverty and the love her mother put into sewing her a patchwork coat. The song teaches valuable lessons about self-worth, gratitude, and the importance of love over material wealth. Schools, parents, and social organizations often use it as a teaching tool for empathy and anti-bullying. Islands in the Stream, 1983. A duet with Kenny Rogers, this song became a global sensation and showcased Parton's ability to transcend country music and embrace pop influences. Written by the Bee Gees, Islands in the Stream became one of the best-selling duets of all time. Its timeless appeal has kept it relevant in popular culture, proving Parton's versatility as an artist. Here You Come Again, 1977. Marking her successful crossover into pop music, Here You Come Again introduced Parton to a broader audience. The song's catchy tune and heartfelt lyrics made it a favorite among fans of both country and pop music, showcasing her ability to blend genres seamlessly. Why'd You Come In Here Looking Like That, 1989. This playful, up-tempo song showcases Parton's fun and charismatic side. It became a hit on the country charts and reaffirmed her status as a powerhouse in the genre. The song's appeal lies in its humor and relatability, making it a favorite at concerts and on country radio. Eagle When She Flies, 1991. A tribute to the resilience and strength of women, this song became an empowering anthem for women across generations. With its poetic lyrics and soothing melody, Eagle When She Flies is a reminder of the quiet strength that defines so many women's lives. Better Get to Livin', 2007. Parton's music continues to inspire even in the 21st century. Better Get to Livin' is a motivational song that encourages listeners to embrace life with a positive attitude and resilience. Its message aligns with Parton's own outlook on life, emphasizing gratitude and perseverance. Dolly Parton's songs have not only defined country music, but have also left a significant mark on popular culture and society. Through storytelling, heartfelt lyrics, and timeless melodies, she has captured the essence of human emotions and experiences. Whether through empowering anthems like 9 to 5 or deeply personal ballads like Coat of Many Colors, Parton's music continues to inspire and uplift people around the world. Not just a singer, but also a giver. Despite all her success, Dolly has never forgotten where she came from. She has always been deeply involved in philanthropy, using her wealth to give back to the people who need it most. Since the 80s, Dolly Parton has supported many charities, especially in education. Through her Dollywood Foundation, she created Dolly Parton's Imagination Library to honor her father, who couldn't read or write. The program sends free books to children each month until they start kindergarten. It operates in several countries and has distributed over 100 million books. In 2018, she donated her 100 millionth book to the Library of Congress. In 2025, Indiana Governor Mike Braun chose not to fund a 50% state match for the program. Dollywood Foundation President Jeff Conyers urged the state to restore funding. Later, Braun assigned his wife to find ways to keep the program running in Indiana. Parton has received many awards for promoting literacy, including recognition from the Association of American Publishers and Good Housekeeping. In 2009, the University of Tennessee honored her with an honorary doctorate for her contributions to education and charity. Beyond literacy, Parton has supported disaster relief, healthcare, and wildlife preservation. She donated $500,000 for a cancer center and raised money for wildfire victims through her My People Fund. This fund provided financial support to over 900 families affected by the 2016 Great Smoky Mountains wildfires. The FBI later honored her for this work. She has also donated to Vanderbilt University Medical Center, supporting children's cancer treatment. In 2024, after Hurricane Helene, she pledged $2 million for relief efforts. Despite her goodness, Dolly faced her fair number of controversies and criticisms. One of the biggest criticisms Dolly has encountered over the years is her reluctance to take a strong political stance. In an era where celebrities are often expected to use their platform for activism, Dolly has maintained a largely neutral public persona. She has famously said she doesn't like to talk about politics because she doesn't want to alienate anyone. While this approach has helped her remain a beloved figure across different demographics, it has also led some to criticize her for staying silent on important issues, particularly those affecting women and the LGBTQ+ community. However, Dolly has consistently expressed support for LGBTQ+ rights, including marriage equality, and has donated to numerous causes without making a spectacle of it. Another point of contention has been her Dollywood theme park. While Dollywood is a major attraction and a source of pride for Tennessee, there have been instances where employees and visitors raised concerns. In the past, LGBTQ+ visitors accused Dollywood of discrimination, citing incidents where guests were asked to remove pro-LGBTQ+ apparel. However, Dolly herself has spoken out in favor of inclusivity, and the park has since made efforts to be more welcoming. Dolly has also faced some criticism over her appearance. Her love of big hair, heavy makeup, and plastic surgery has led some to mock her or question whether she sets unrealistic beauty standards. However, Dolly has always been upfront about her choices, famously saying, "It takes a lot of money to look this cheap." She owns her look with humor and confidence, inspiring others to embrace their individuality. Perhaps one of the more surprising controversies was the backlash she received for her 2020 decision to support the Black Lives Matter movement. While many praised her for taking a stand, some conservative fans felt betrayed and criticized her for wading into social issues. Nevertheless, Dolly stood by her statement, emphasizing that she believes all lives matter, but Black lives should be recognized in a world where they have been historically marginalized. While she has faced some controversy and criticism, she has handled it with grace, humor, and an unwavering commitment to kindness. So, what makes Dolly Parton such an enduring icon? Is it her incredible talent, her business savvy, or her giving spirit? The truth is, it's all of the above. Dolly has never let fame change her, staying true to her roots and her values no matter how big she got. She remains humble, funny, and endlessly charming, a reminder that you can be wildly successful while still being kind. Even in her 70s, Dolly shows no signs of slowing down. She continues to release new music, collaborate with artists from all genres, and make surprise appearances that delight her fans. Whether she's singing with Miley Cyrus, hosting award shows, or dropping a Christmas album, she proves time and again why she's a national treasure. Dolly Parton isn't just a country music legend, she's a cultural icon, a philanthropist, and an inspiration to millions. From her humble beginnings in the Smoky Mountains to the grand stages of the world, her journey is one of resilience, talent, and heart. She has given us unforgettable music, beloved movies, and a legacy of kindness that will last for generations. If you like the video, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more.